Hey y'all, good evening and welcome to my first, and hopefully it won't be my last, but my first stand-up routine. Yeah, my first one. And y'all will let me know, I'm sure, right? Because listen, I don't profess to be a comedian, right? But it's one thing I do know, that there are a lot of things that I do, right? That sometimes I have to sit back and I have to ask myself, did you just say that? Did you just do that? Right? And we know better, but it's just some things, man, we just have to sit back and, say, I made a damn fool of myself. Now, tonight you get an opportunity to see me make a fool of myself for free. So this will only add on to the stuff that you're already saying about me. And I'm good with that. But I'm taking the risk. I'm taking the risk. How about you? And all of those of you who know me know I'm always up to something. I'm always trying to do something, right? Because it's about throwing as much stuff at the wall as you possibly can, man. And one day, maybe, that stuff will stick and somebody will say, hey, I got a job for you. But guess what? If it never happens, I'm good with that too. You know why? Because it makes me feel good inside. It makes me feel good inside because I'm keeping myself busy. And that's the whole thing to aging, man. In order to age gracefully, it's not about how much money you have. It's not about your geographic location. It's not about who you're married to. It's not about the material things, right? It's all about what you do to keep your mind active. And there's so many folks, man, who are growing old and not just aging gracefully because they sit back and they do nothing. They sit on the porch. They watch everything that's going on. They done seen all the kids grow up to be adults, get their own families. They can pretty much tell you everybody by name, right? They can tell you who's sneaking into whose houses. Yeah, they can tell you all that stuff. And for them, that's being active. But then when you go in, when there's nothing going on, they don't have any kind of life. No kind of life at all, right? Reading is real important too, man. Like, to keep your mind active. Like, turn off the television and read. Just read. Subscribe to some kind of magazine or something that's in alignment with who you are. And oftentimes what people do is they become so religiously preoccupied that they're always, I got to read my Bible. I got to read my Quran. I got to read my Torah. I got to go ring some bells. I got to go sing a kumbaya, something. Listen, just read something, man. That is part of self-development and growth, right? For instance, read my book, Code Black, if you have not read it yet. Yeah. It's about the conflicts, controversies, and conditions that lead so many of our black males out of the household, into the street, into incarceration, into the grave. Yeah, that's what the book is about. Code Black. You can find it at Amazon. $5. Just $5. That's all it's going to cost you. Go to Amazon, you can get the book, right? And take a look at some things. Begin to look at things differently because that's what just really all comes down to, man. Beginning to look at things differently. Some people just have this morbidly serious perception of living and don't see where they're killing themselves, man. They start detaching from everything around them. They see no good in anything. They see no happiness in anything. It's always walking around angry. Every time you see them, they got their face all twisted up. What's up, man? Nah, I don't want to go to none of that stuff, man. I don't deal with them people. They got something to say about everything. It's always negative. They ain't got nothing. They ain't got a pot to piss in, a window to throw it the hell out of, but they can tell you about your life and what you need to do with your life. You know any of those people? Are they sitting next to you now? You don't have to like turn and point, but hey, just kind of keep that in mind. Ain't nothing gonna change. Nothing gonna change. They're gonna be the same way tomorrow. I don't care what happens in their life positive. They will make something negative out of it. Ed McMahon can show up at that damn door with a check. Publisher, clearing house winner. Yeah. Yeah. Now, if Ed McMahon shows up at your door, and God bless him, God rest his soul. But if Ed shows up at your door, you sure as hell better find some joy in your behind being above ground another damn day. You understand what I'm saying? Edmund did his thing. He done went up to paradise. Well, I mean, I hope, I pray that he did. I mean, I don't know what Ed did in his personal life, but I'm just saying, just giving some respect where respect is due, right? Because, Ed did that Publishers Clearinghouse thing for a long time, man. And that thing is still going on. Yeah, it's still going on. It's been a lot of years. But, a lot of things have changed, in our society, man, over the years. A lot of things. Stray dogs are even different today. Like when we were kids, right? Like we would always see a lot of stray dogs. Right? In my neighborhood, right? In my neighborhood. A lot of stray dogs. You're going back and forth to school, and sitting in your yard, see a stray dog, and they were quite friendly back then. They were quite friendly. You can see a dog and he come up to you and you pet him and you fall in love with him as a kid. Be like, oh, that's my friend. I can talk to him. I ain't got to deal with this other shenanigans stuff that these so-called friends of mine bring. You got this dog now, right? And you become friends with him and you sneak in the house and you get something out of the refrigerator and you give it to him so he can eat, right? And you give it to him. And he's your friend. He follows you everywhere. Every time you come out of your house on the doorstep, there he is, waiting for you. Now, your mother, your father said, get that dog away from the house. Whose dog is that? Oh, he's nasty. He probably got fleas. Don't touch that dog. And you're saying, like, Mom, that's my friend. He's okay, right? So eventually what you do, you get a string and you put it around his neck. You remember those days, right? We would get a string. We would tie it around the dog's neck. So from somewhere, you take your sister's jump rope, something, your mother's clothesline, and you cut it. And she'd be out there trying to hang a clothes in the window with a line that's around the damn dog's neck, right? So, we would put a string around and we walking the dog. We proud. We got a dog. This is my friend. This is my homie, right? We happy. Got a friend. I don't need y'all. I got my dog. Yeah, I got my dog. So I'm happy, right? You take the dog to school with you in the morning, tie the dog up outside of the schoolyard or some nearby pole, near school so you can like kind of look out the window during school and see if he's still there and wave to him and like, that's my dog. And tell all the kids in class, that's my dog. That's my dog. Right? And I'm to untie him, walk home with him. It'd be a long walk too. You take the long way back home because you don't want to part from this dog. Your dog. Right? You don't want to part from your dog. Right? You stand up in the window at night looking out at him, waving to him. Right? Now you couldn't bring this dog in the house. You couldn't bring him in the yard, right? And sometimes you have to hook up with one of your little friends and say, listen, take him to your house. Your mother ain't going to say nothing. Just put him in your yard. I don't want nobody to steal him. And they would take him, put it in the yard. And when there were times when you couldn't put it in somebody's yard, you would just tie the dog up somewhere nearby. Yeah, just tie him up. He'll stay there. Nobody's going to bother him. I mean, he's only friendly to you and the people around you. He only ran up to you. You were his guiding light. He's not going to go with anybody else as he did with you. So you take him to school one day. You're in school. You're happy. You're thinking about your dog. Teacher talking. You don't hear nothing you're saying. All you hear is dog stories in your mind. That's all you hear. What you going to do with your dog? You've even envisioned how big the dog is going to get and the collar and stuff you're going to get from him and all this, the bowl, everything. You got this whole thing set up. Right? The whole thing set up. Come out of school, you run it down the steps, right? You got to get your dog. You're not even talking to anybody. You don't want to talk to anybody, right? Don't even want to talk to anybody. Get outside. You're walking a little slower now because something is different about that spot where you tied the dog up at. Yeah. The damn spot is empty because the damn dog is gone. And they took the string too. So not only did they take your damn dog, they took the string. They took the string. And you're so brokenhearted. You're so brokenhearted. Like life just ended in that moment for you. And you swear he didn't go far. Now, I don't know about anybody else, but I don't know many dogs who can untie a string from a pole that you've tied it to. But this is where hope tends to kick in. Like, I hope that maybe it just popped and it came, you know, and it's with him and it's still on his neck. And you go look in a 3-4 block radius for this dog. Sheba, where you at? Sheba! Sheba! You're walking everywhere, in people's yards. You're just walking everywhere trying to find the dog. Just trying to find him. And you don't. But just like Little Red Riding Hood, there's a lot that happens on the way to grandmother's house, right? So here you are. You don't find Sheba. But while you're calling out to Sheba with this, here comes another dog. And the dog comes up to you. It's not Sheba, but it's another dog. It's another friend. You lost one friend, and here's another friend. And you take the belt from around your waist, and you put it around the dog's neck, and you make a little choker out of it. You got a new friend. In love again. And you're doing the same thing with this same dog. But when we were younger and, you know, back in those years, right, dogs were friendly. They would come up to you. These damn dogs now, you don't want them coming up to you. You go out jogging with a stick, right? Because the damn dogs out there now will attack your behind. But they have kind of become conditioned like the rest of society. Society is just so mean. People are so mean-spirited. They're just so mean-spirited. You look at them, man, their faces are all twisted up. They won't let you out of the parking lot. They drive through parking lots like it's a damn Atco Speedway or something, right? They don't let you in. You know, listen, you ever been driving on the highway, right? It's a funny thing. Because driving is like a real funny thing. It's an art to this. And if you ever videotape while you're driving, like put the camera on the traffic, you will see such a dance that goes on in traffic. That is just, it's a beautiful thing. But what destroys the beauty are the damn fools. Them damn ingrates. The people who have no kind of connection to anyone other than themselves because it's all about them. It's all about them. Right? For some reason, people believe that when you are in the passing lane, that you can exceed the speed limit. Yeah. It didn't say on this side, lanes 2, 3, and 4, to your right, you drive 65 miles an hour. In this lane, the passing lane, you drive 80 and above. It doesn't say that. That sign over there with 65 miles per hour on it is for all the damn lanes. All the way down until it changes. And some people don't see the damn change. But anywho, so you're in the passing lane. You're going around slower traffic because that's what that far left lane is for. It's for you to overtake slower traffic. That's what it's there for. And a lot of people don't know that's the law. Some people just driving that damn lane like Miss Daisy or something. They be in there cruising. Oh, ain't nobody here. Yeah, I'm driving this thing and they just chilling. And then when his car comes up on that top, they all flustered, all upset and frazzled because why is this car driving up on me like this? Well, because you're in the passing lane, fool. Move over to the right. Because that's what the sign says. Pass left, drive right. Okay? Slower traffic, stay to the right. The signs are posted there. And even if you don't know, that you don't see the signs, traffic laws state as such. The traffic laws say that, right? So here you are. This person is on your top, blowing the horn, flashing the lights. I don't know what that's some kind of new language. I haven't seen that book on language, like what flashing lights mean and how many times you hit the horn. I haven't seen that part yet. But anywho, so you're driving and you're looking out your rearview mirror. It's scary because there are 4 of the lanes, but this person wants this lane. They have the opportunity to go around you, but they want this lane. And they will ride you, and they will ride you, and they will ride you until you move. Right? So you move over. Well, you try to move over because your signal has been on for 4 miles trying to get over. This fool riding on your top, the fool over here to your right, they're keeping pace with your car so you can't get in front of them. Yeah. So then you hit, speed up, change lanes. The fool who was driving the same speed limit that you were driving to your right now accelerates. The other fool who was riding your top, he accelerates. So he's flying up the highway, blowing his horn, throwing the finger up at you, right? And here comes the fool that was in the right lane. Now he's up on you. For what? But that's the society we live in today, man. People are just very mean-spirited. And the sad part about it is, right, as they drive by you, you see symbol of their religious preference. Yeah. In God we trust. Or they'll have the all the religious symbols that are used, and they'll say something like that, unify. I forgot what the thing that it says, but that cohabitating or something of that nature, but we should do all of that. And I'm saying to myself, but I've read all of the books, all of them. New Testament, Old Testament, Torah, King James Version, Quran, the meaning of the Holy Quran. I've read it all. I've read them all. And nowhere in there do I see that that's how we, as so-called believers, even without religion, there's nowhere in there that's written that says that that's how we conduct ourselves with the rest of humanity. And it's so bad that we passed it on to the domestic animals, right? And even the wild animals sit back and look at us like, something wrong with them. Yeah, that's just how mean-spirited this entire world has become, man. And people do things and profess to love God so much. And the behaviors are just ridiculous. They're just ridiculous, man. Yeah, they really are. They really ridiculous, man. We live in bad days and times, man, and we're getting close. Yeah, we're getting close. Y'all ain't seen the evidence yet that we're getting close. Sit on your step. And don't sit on your step and watch little boo-boo and the crew running up and down the street. Watch the children, the miniature adults. Watch them. Watch the parents with their little mini-me's that they're running around with. Watch them. Right? Just watch everything that goes on in this world, man. Just watch everything. The weather. It's everything is right there. If you say you believe, what do you believe? I don't know what you believe, really. But, listen, at the end of the day, I stand before God by myself. Angel to my right, angel to my left, both have recorded my conduct. I can't go say, hey, Mom, can you speak up for me now because listen, I didn't do that. I don't know what he done wrote. No, you can't like call witnesses in for your conduct. You can't. It's you. You stand before him in judgment as you are, and everything has been written. It's really just that simple, right? It's really just that simple. So, you just like make some changes with yourself, man. Stop being so mean to people, man. Really, it's just it ain't that deep. Everything ain't got to be dealt with in that capacity. You really don't, right? Really don't. But so speaking of me, you ever been broke? I mean, like broke. Ain't got no money, right? Can't go nowhere. Can't do nothing, right? Mr. Softy truck ride up the block. You go and hide. You go to the bathroom. All of a sudden, you got to take a bath. But you kind of know when Mr. Softy is coming. Like when you broke, right? And you got kids in the house, right? You know what time Mr. Softy comes, right? You know this is a good time to take a hot bath, to take a long shower, or a long squat, right? It's that time. And you go up there and like, they be like, Daddy, the ice cream truck, the ice cream truck, Dad. Yo, I'm in the bathroom. Where you wallet? I don't know. Tell your mother to look for it. She come up to Dad, where the wallet at? Now she know where the wallet at. But she know you broke too. So she playing it off, right? She cuts you up. I don't see it, man. How long you gonna be? The truck is out. The truck is getting ready to leave off the block. Hey, where's your wallet? So y'all start playing that game together because when you broke, man, you gotta like come up with all kind of excuses and justifications, like when the truck comes. And then after you hear the truck fade away and the silence from the excitement from the kids die down, then you come out of the bathroom. Oh, let me see. Oh, wait a minute. Oh, you had my wallet over here. The truck's gone, Dad. Dad. Right? But something else happens too, right? When you broke, right, your whole attitude changes. Right? You fall short of growling and hissing at everybody around you because you just don't want to be bothered because you're broke. You're broke. Now, it used to be a time when we would carry cash in our pocket and you can pat that pocket and feel that knot getting smaller and smaller and smaller, right? Now you just patting plastic. So there's no excitement about that, but just the thought that I could swipe my card makes all the difference in the world. But when you be like trying to figure out, well, what card still got a couple dollars on it, right? And well, if I use this card, I got to get gas, right? I got to get them flowers that I get for Babe every week. I can't not get them flowers. Lord knows, because I get them every Friday. No, don't let me switch up, because if I switch up, that's a problem. Because I got to be doing something. But what do you mean you don't, no flowers this week? Well, who is she? Who else got flowers this week? What else did you do with the money? Or you hanging out with Mike again? I know what you did because you was with him yesterday. What you do? Overspend again? No, you know what I'm saying? So, you got to keep this flow going because you got this routine. You can't break the routine. But being broke, man, it's like the worst feeling in the world because you feel helpless. You just want to stay in the house. Even though you got to go back and forth to work, like that's kind of difficult. Because you be riding by all the stores and you always see these big, giant signs that say sale at your favorite stores when you don't have the money. When you don't have the money, you see all the sale signs. Everything looks different when you broke. Totally different, right? Everything sounds different when you broke. Like people can talk about the Dow Jones or something, crashing, and you feel devastated by it, right? And you ain't got no investment, but you just start catastrophizing everything. World coming to an end. It's just no money out there. We just don't make, nobody's making any money anymore. I need to make more money, right? I just have to. Like, you just don't see anything good about the world when you're broke. It's just a whole different feeling. You just want to get off work and come home. You come home from work, man, and you can't up cap and uncap some beer. Like once you pop that top off of it, you put it on, and some people get plastic wrap and try to rewrap it, but once the seal is broken in, once that air is out, it starts like breaking down. So like you be drinking like half a nibs, right? You'll take a few drizzles from it and cap it up and put it back, and you want to go back for more. Then you get mad because you can't get any more. You get mad. And the bad part about it is you and your homie Mike, y'all get paid the same week. So he can't even help you. He can't even help you. Right? So, it's so different, man. And then what happens is like, okay, so I got paid Friday. The closer it gets to Monday, the more depressed I get. I get a whole different attitude. Like depression just sets in. Right? You go in like with the Grizzlies to work, and people wonder like, what is wrong? What's wrong with him? Right? And then by the time like Wednesday and Thursday of that broke week come, you are so depressed, like the possibility that you may have to dial 911 on your damn self. Right? Just so you can escape the reality around you of brokenness. You want to just go into the hospital and hide. That's how severe it becomes, right? And then here comes Sunday of pay week. Now, Sunday of pay week, things begin to change. They start looking up. Yeah, you start drinking whole nips now. Yeah, whole nip now. I'm going to drink the whole nip. You ain't touched the liquor because you got to have that liquor for the weekend. But you tasting on the beer a little bit. But it's Sunday. Sunday of pay week. Yeah. You start planning, right? Making plans for where you're going to go shopping at. You're going to try to catch up with that sale sign that you saw. You might even stop by the store on Monday just to see, how long is that sale, right? Can I put like £1 on it or something like that? And they look at £1. Why you want £1 on it? No, $5. Can I put? Yeah, I just want to hold it. Can you hold it? Decide. What do you mean? It ends Thursday. I get paid Friday. Can't y'all like? Then you start thinking about who you can borrow from because you got money now. Doing damn right well, all that money is already paid out. But you start thinking the ways that you can catch that sale before it ends, right? But the excitement continues to grow. The excitement continues to grow, right? During the course of that week, you start doing the happy dance. Yeah, I got to have some money. Yeah, I'm going to have some money. Babe, we're going to do it right this weekend. Yeah, right? Yeah. And then Thursday comes. You're beside yourself. You done got up 4 o'clock in the morning. You ain't got to be to work to 12 today. You up 4 o'clock in the morning, sitting on the side of this bed, thinking about what it is that you are going to buy this weekend. Yeah, yeah, you're looking at what you're gonna wear this weekend. Yeah, you're looking at all the gear and stuff like that, right? You're happy, excited. Then here comes Friday. Friday is payday. You go and you speak to everybody. Hey, what's going on, y'all? How you doing? What's happening? Friday. Thank God it's Friday. Yeah, happy, excited. You get a chance to go get yourself a pizza. A couple of extra things. Right? Girl gets some stuff. We good. Riding high. You feel excited about it. Right? By the time we get to Sunday, right? Depression starts kicking back in. Again. But this time it's for a different reason. See, you got your whole paycheck on Friday. The whole paycheck. You got it on Friday. Right? You know at 9 o'clock on Monday, That car payment coming out at 9 o'clock. And Becky's ass gets to work at 8:45 because she's going to be ready to press that button to get all that money that's due on the first. And she don't be playing. She be right there. 53, 54, 55, 56, 57, 58. You know, Becky ain't real good, but not anticipating the command. And you look, and you get this thing that goes across your screen, this message that goes across your screen. Thank you for your $525 payment for your car this weekend. Have a great day. Depression kicks right back in. And it's a cycle over and over again. It happens. You got a whole week of depression, right? A whole week of anticipation and anxiety, and the depression kicks back in. It kicks right back in, right? So being broke, man, it's just not a happy thing, right? And so many people, right, try to find all kind of ways, man, to earn extra money. But what it is that they don't look at is they keep burning up this money and adding new things that are new payments, or they keep shortchanging a payment for a utility bill. They pay half of the bill, and by the next 3, 4, 5 months, that bill is so high, now you got to sacrifice everything just to pay that bill. So it comes down to how you manage. It comes down to how you manage your money. Right? It's insane to walk around with a $400 pocketbook strewn across your shoulder, $200 jeans, $150, $200 sneakers, and you don't even have $100 in your savings account, in your checking account. And that's why so many people are devastated. They lose everything because they have no savings. And they have to put their house up for mortgage. They got to sell, all the furniture and stuff like that. That 60-inch got to come off the wall because they got to get that bill paid. Some of them even consider selling their kids. Yeah, that's real rap, man. That's real rap. Some people even consider selling their kids for a variety of reasons and in a variety of ways. But if you're managing your life, whether you're broke or whether you're wealthy, if you're managing your life, another day above ground is always a great day. It's always a great day, right? So a lot of that pain and suffering that people go through, man, like during the course of their lives, most of it is self-imposed. Most of it is self-imposed. It really is. It really is. Just look at, 90% of what happens in life is 90% of it is how you look at life, and the 10% of it is how you react to it. How you react to it. Yeah, I think they call it like the 1090 or something, right? How you react to it. I don't know if I got the 90 and 10 wrong, but it's called 1090. And for me, it's a matter of, right, looking at how I react to things. Because at the end of the day, that's what this all comes down to. So when you do start making more money, when you do start getting more money, you just don't squander your money. You use it smartly, right? You stop running to every sale. You don't need all of those things. You want them. And it's okay to get name brand things, right? It's okay to do that sometimes. So sometimes you want to treat yourself. But when I was coming up, right, my first pair of sneakers that didn't come from Penn Fruit or Food Fair or Consumers Warehouse, right? My first pair of sneakers came from Saks Fifth Avenue. Yeah. They were kids. They were kids. And when I got them, I felt like Gawain on, what's that, Lord of the Rings. Precious, my precious, my precious. I sat there and I looked at my precious, and I hold them, my precious, my precious. I put them on, and I wear them to school, and I felt like I was in line with everybody else, man. You know, Bobos to make your feet feel fine, Bobos. You remember the song, right? So here I am going to school for the first time. For the first time, wearing a pair of Keds. Yeah, they were beautiful. Went to school, spent the whole day in school, just looking at my feet. Yeah. It's like people do with the cell phones today. They be texting and walking. That's how I was with my sneakers. I was looking down at my feet. Kept looking at my feet. That would have been a great day to have on high waters. Right? Because I wanted you to see my sneakers. Like as skinny as my damn legs were. Right? Well, were they still skinny? But I wore shorts just so you can see my sneakers. Right? Come home from school, outside playing, want everybody to see my sneaks, nice, bright, white. What's that on my sneaker? What the? Oh, shit. Oh, man. I forgot that one golden rule. There was one golden rule that came along with that gift of those sneakers. One golden rule. Y'all know what it is. When you come home from school, take them damn sneakers off and put on your play sneakers. That was the golden rule. I broke it. Yeah, I broke it. The pristine pair of Keds were no longer pristine. They had dirt on them because I was out playing baseball in the field. They were scuffed because I was out rolling all over on the ground and playing stuff like that. But I had on Keds. I had on Keds. Yeah. But, you know, like today, man, like I'll shop at Walmart. I'll shop at Burlington. I'll shop at, you know, some of the name brand spots. I'll just go. But I learned how to, like, bargain shop. Look for the deals, right? I can go to Walmart or something like that and get a pair of pants and put them on, right? Some khakis and a nicely ironed shirt. Yeah. And feel like $1 million because they're clean, I'm neat, right? And I feel good. I feel good about myself. Yeah, I feel good about myself, right? And when I do, listen, anybody that knows me, I have shoes and sneakers. I had on some S. Carters today. Y'all remember S. Carters? Yeah. I had a pair of Reebok LS's on the other day. Y'all remember them? Yeah. I keep my stuff for years. For years. And the soles are still good. But it's always that insole that starts breaking down. But I don't wear the same pair of shoes every day. I switch my shoes up so the insole can get a break. Right? But yeah, I had on some S. Carters. Today, I had them on. Yeah. And people, you know, who know, look at me like, yo, oh, hey, where'd you get them from? I'm like, bro, this is, I bought them when they was out. And I still got them. Yeah. I take care of my stuff, man, because I learned to appreciate the things that I have. And I take good care of them. I take good care of them. You know? I take good care of them. Yeah, real good care. You know, I was I had we had a health fair kind of thing that took place at the job last week. And you know, you go down there, they you know, check your blood, your cholesterol level and all that kind of stuff like that. Then, you know, then they take you over to the scale. Right? Now, I've been slacking on the gym because I've been working so hard that I come home, you know, and pretty much I just want to crash. I'm done. on most nights because I'm up first thing in the morning. I'm on the road heading to a place, and usually most of the places I'm heading to, if I'm not heading to the office, which is about 27 minutes away, I'm heading to other locations, which are an hour and a half, 2 hours away, right? And when you run into traffic, it becomes a longer ride. So that's my flow on a daily basis. So sometimes I'm just like real tired. Excuse me. When I get home. So he said, well, come on over here, take off your shoes and, stand on the scale. And I go and stand on the scale, and the thing gets to running. 191 pounds. I'm like, damn, 191, right? So about 4 months ago, I think I was at like 184, between 183 and 184, somewhere around in there, right? And I was like having a hissy fit about it then because like I've always had this recurring nightmare, right? About not being able to look down and see the thing, you know what I'm saying? But I said I will never let myself just right? That's like a recurring nightmare that I have for myself, right? So I got a little fluffy in it, right? And I mean, you feel it. You start feeling when you're used to weighing a certain amount, right? You start getting that weight on you feel it. You feel on your knees. You feel it especially on like your lower back and whatnot. It's like sometimes I wish I could just think, okay, take this half and slide it to this side, take this slide to that thigh, maybe slide some around so I can have little tush back there. Because right now I'm working with a half a lima bean. So I said I want to like just get a little more back there, and there's someone that pushed it up. I'm saying, listen, it whatever you want to do, but you want to be able to shift it around the way you want it. But that thing said 191 pounds, right? And I wear a size 34 pants now, right? And I got a lot of suits, right? And a lot of my suits, were like 33 and a half. 33 and a half, right? So I even put on a pair of shorts today that I used to wear, but I used to have like about 2 inches of space in them, and I used to have to pull the belt real tight to hold them up because they were 34s, but for some reason they was like super size 34s. But I put them joints on today, fastened the button, and they didn't move. Now this is from here down, they didn't move. Now they usually just flip, right? So, I'm not feeling real bad about it, but I feel it. I feel the weight difference. I need to get my behind back in the gym. And I know most of it is muscle, right? But I also see the fat, and that's what I focus on, right? I'm just talking about me. I'm not talking about anybody else. So don't be personalizing the stuff and me getting all up in your feelings and talking about, what's up with the fat thing. I'm talking about me, right? If you think I'm talking about you, that's cool too. So anyway, but you know what? I remember, man, like as a kid, I was this really real skinny, fragile dude. Like I was never like real. Well, I became aggressive later, but so I was just a real, shy, kind of kid, light skin. And I mean, I've been in the sun a lot, over the years, but like light bright, damn near white. They called me light bulb because like I had this, sandy brown hair fro. Like whenever the wind blew, that's where my fro went. So like that's what my hair did when the wind blew. But I had this like sandy brown curly hair, light skin, right? And I didn't get a whole lot of play because I didn't know how to approach nothing. I didn't know, man. But you remember in the comic books where the dude was sitting on the sand with his girl, and the jocks were out there playing volleyball or something, and the jock came over there and kicked the sand in the boy's face, flexing for his girl, right? Not dude's girl, but your girl, his girl. It was mine, but that's how I felt when I was young. That's how I felt. Like every time I read the comic book, I always seemed to hone in on that advertisement. And the advertisement was always about some kind of dietary supplement or something that you could take, to fight back to jobs, right? To fight back, right? But that's the kind of kid I was, man. So I was always, thin. And over the years, my aggression was part of me overcompensating for my thinness, right? Always hear like you too thin to win and all this other stuff like that. You hear those kind of things, right? But girls like me, I was just like, hi, how are you? We carry your book bags for you. How you doing? And I carry the book bags, they always talk real nice. And I don't know, the dudes to talk dirty to them seem to get more attention. I don't know what's up with that, but that's a whole nother discussion we ain't gonna have today. You can catch my show, Daddy's Right Here Live, every other Sunday at 9 a.m. right here on my YouTube educational station, and we'll talk about things like that, but not today. Not today. So, anywho, so that's the way I always saw myself, right? Thin, frail. I had to do things, right? To overcompensate that. So even I would carry weapons to school, whether it was a gun, whether it was a knife, I carried weapons to school. I did like a lot of stuff, man. So my friends would see me as stronger. Like they used to call me cocky because I was always real strong. Like I lifted up the back of a car, one time, and they thought it was like, what the? They were in the car. I was lifting up the back and rocking the car. But I was a kid. I was real strong. Whenever we played baseball, I was always the outfielder because I had a real good arm. And I was always out, all the way outfield, right? When we played football, like I didn't want to get hit, so I could run real fast. So they would just tell me to go long, and I was like, I'm gone. And it's a wrap because I wasn't trying to get hit. They didn't realize I wasn't running a route. I was just running to keep from being hit. Because I didn't want to be hit, right? I did not want to be hit. So I exercised my right of running. And that always did well with that. Even playing basketball, don't give me the ball and have me dribble the ball down court. It's a lost cause. The ball will outrun me. I'll be trying to catch up with the ball. And don't let me switch hands because the other hand is like, the ball is over there. And so don't give me the ball. You just come at me like this and I'm fragile, right? But you want somebody to be down court, get that ball? Yeah. I fast break, I'm down there before most people get the ball and most of the time miss the damn layup because I hear the footsteps. Yeah. And they just knew. They didn't have to run all the way down. They would just come down and go. And I would be like, so they knew. Like, but still, I eventually I got the flow, got it up, laid it up. I would have to stop, then do the layup because me moving and doing the layup at the same time was disastrous. Trust me. And then over the years, I got a little better. Great insight. In the paint, I was a beast. Yeah. Give me the ball. I'll post up, get you off of me, and I get it in. Right? I was great there. But don't give me the damn ball running down court. Don't try to get me to do two things at one time. Let me stop and then get the ball. So you got to time it. Throw it and time it. So when I get to the stop, bam, I can lay it up. Right? And I got a little better when I got older where I can just kind of catch it in motion and I always walk because I want to take too many damn steps. Get the ball and then it's, oops. As opposed to getting the ball and 1, 2, I had a hard time with that part. But I really like going out doing it. So, but you just have to watch. You got to watch what you putting in you, man. You got to watch what you're putting in you. People keep talking about these different diets and stuff, right? All these different diets, man. Try this diet, try that diet. And, listen, just look at what it is that you eat. Just look at what it is that you're eating. If it's in moderation, listen, it is what it is. It's the gluttonous behavior. Right? Always having to eat 3, 4. I mean, they got burgers now, what they call it, the quad. Who the hell wants to eat a quad? I mean, really. It doesn't make any sense, man. It doesn't. That's just being gluttonous. That's just being greedy. And then most of these sandwiches today, they don't have the lettuce and tomato and pickle on them that's like, thick enough or plentiful enough for you to be able to have some nutritional balance. I had a burger today, and I had a couple of pieces of romaine on it, 3 slices of tomato, a couple of pickles, the sandwich pickles stacked on it, a nice black Angus burger. Man, it was like a full course meal and some tater tots, right? But it was like it's the vegetable content that's important. That's why so many people have so many abdominal problems. They have so many digestive issues because they're not drinking enough water. They're eating all the wrong foods, the foods that stay up in them. All no fruit. But a lot of that comes from, right, where people live and how they live. Because the affordability, is often a factor, especially for, poor and impoverished communities, right? And even some middle class folks are struggling with being able to, buy the right foods. Whole Foods, they may as well call that whole check. Because you walk in there and you come out with this cute little paper bag. If you haven't bought one of the recyclables, you come out of there with this cute little bag. It's about that big. I will handle it. And it's a nice paper and it's beautiful. And you come out of there, that little bag, and it's like $110 worth of stuff in there. Yeah. Yeah. $110 worth of stuff in this little paper bag. And they're saying, thank you for shopping here. Would you like to buy a recyclable bag? Y'all need to give me that. All the money I just spent, give me one. Right? Because if the food is good, don't get me wrong, it's good. It is so good. It's made with some of the best ingredients. But at the end of the day, business is business. They're going to shirk their responsibilities on a lot of this stuff. As long as it tastes different than what you've been having, you think it's the greatest thing since sliced bread. Right? You do. But, a lot of families just can't afford to have, grapes and oranges and apples and stuff on a regular basis because, you can run right through them things and it's costly. But it's even more costly not to have some of those things. It's even more costly not to have vegetables on a regular basis. Right? The right vegetables. The right fruits, nuts, berries, things like that. Start getting the kids like trail mixes and stuff like that they can have so they can not, carry on with your eating habits. You just have to start looking at things different, man, because when you see that you're gaining all this weight, you see all these medical conditions, when you see you're losing weight, and you're losing too much weight, you get to the point where you're just burning fat, right? Because you're so hell-bent on staying thin. I mean, I like staying the size that I am, but I'm not like running around, man, like just losing my mind, like just not eating this or not eating that just because I'm afraid. I eat just about any damn thing you want. I have an addiction for sweets. Anybody knows me, but I've learned to curb it. How? By eating more fruit. By eating more fruit. Yeah, I eat more fruit. I get grapes and I put grapes in my car. So when I'm on the road, I don't be stopping at all them places along the way buying stuff I don't need to be buying. Right? I get different things that I can munch on because what happens is, when you're stressed and when you don't eat all day and you do sit down and eat, you kind of gorge yourself with everything because you're just starving. I'm a grazer, so I kind of graze. I'll eat some small meals along the way. I'll eat a sandwich and I'm good. Right? I don't have to have a sandwich and the potato chips and the snack cake and the 39,000-ounce soda. I don't have to have all that stuff. It's just a matter of, because you remember, we're back there again. You got the money, so you go get it. But you don't have to, right? But man, I shot up most of my life. Like I said, I was very, very, very thin. I think in 1994, I was wearing a size 26, 27 pant. Yeah. But you couldn't tell me I didn't weigh like 250 because I walked around like I was the biggest thing in the facility. Dudes in the facility, they wanted to just break me in half. But I think what happened is that I stopped overcompensating with the with the aggressiveness, and I started tuning into my intellect, and I found that I was pretty damn smart. Yeah, I had some damn sense, and I started putting my sense to work. Yeah, my sense bought me dollars. Yeah, because I started acting like I had some sense. I start honing in on my inner self and those things that I do have to offer, all those skills and abilities and talents. I start honing in on those things, man. Yeah. Yeah. And I start seeing a difference in life, right? I start reading, start doing research, and start learning a lot about me as a human being. Yeah. 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 Life is funny, man. Life is funny. You know, I grew up in Wilson Park Project, South Philly, right? Born and raised. And used to go to school every day, elementary school. And anybody know about the bridge? Anybody from South Philly or familiar with South Philly knows about the bridge, 25th Street Bridge. 25th Street Bridge separated the project, the blacks, because it was Wilson Park and then it was Tasker Project behind us. So we sat in this pocket, two projects set right in this pocket. On the other side of the bridge was predominantly white communities. To the back of where Tasker was, behind Wilson, there was a pocket of white communities. In the back and over to the left. And then over to the right was the house. So there was this pocket, Wilson Park Project. We sat right in this little pocket. 25th Street was the cutoff. Bear Avenue was the cutoff. So that whole little pocket, we was right there. Snyder Avenue, 27th, 28th and Snyder. 29 used to, 79 used to, all that used to, right there, 79. But anywho, but in elementary school, we used to walk back and forth to school, and we were young. So there was, once we crossed the bridge, we were entering into the white communities, and there was this store. It was Pops. That was the name of the store, Pops. It was an old white guy, right, had the store. It was called Pops. And we'd go in there, we would, you go in there with a nickel and come out there like you bought $50,000 worth of stuff. You'd be happy, skipping, going on to school. And so Pops sat right in the middle of the block, right smack in the middle of the block. So we come out of the store. So maybe about 250 yards up was the corner for us to cross the street to go heading towards school. And we would pipe past, the firehouse was right there. Then there was the police station was up about a block over on Wolf Street. But every day we would come by there and we would see the white boys out there playing hockey. Well, they weren't playing then, but they'd be out there just chilling, right? And every time they would see us, now we were kids, man, going to elementary school. Every time they would see us, they would chase us. Yeah, every time, get them niggers, and we would be running. Kids going to elementary school, we would be running for blocks. And they would just chase us for about a block, just from that area. And then we would get to the schoolyard and we would experience some of the same thing with the white kids chasing us, throwing stuff at us, right? Then we finally get to school, right? And you see this kind of stuff on TV, be like they be running, little black kids be running, and they get to where they're going, oh, hey, you okay? Yeah, me too. I don't know why they keep doing that to us, but we here now. We go to school, and the school was mixed. The project was mixed. I grew up with all nationalities, all different people. I grew up like that. But every day, this was a routine for us, right? We would come and we would get to the block right there next to the fire station. Now, this is the fire station, and the damn police station right in the street. So we would see the white boys out there playing street hockey. And as soon as they would see us, they would start throwing bottles at us, come chasing us with hockey sticks, trying to hit us with hockey sticks, like just trying to hurt us. This was every day, man. Going to elementary school. Going to elementary school. And it continued. When I went into to junior high, when I went to high school, it was the same thing. We were getting attacked by whites all the time. All the time, man. I couldn't understand why would a group of people hate another group of people so much that they would want to hurt kids, little kids, children. Never understood that, man. And I still don't understand it today. Why people have that much hatred towards another group of people because of the color of their skin. For me, it is truly, truly a sign of your own inferiority. If you're afraid of me because of the color of my skin, who is the inferior one? So we went through this every day, man. Every day, going back and forth to school, right? Home from school, take my key, open the door after, running and kind of relax down, relaxing, winding down, take the key, go into the crib, and I just stop. And I look around the house. TV gone. Stereo gone. And I just stood there. And I got scared. And I started crying. And we had to tell Mom, somebody robbed the house. That was the first time. But it wasn't going to be the last time. It wasn't going to be the last time. I think that the whole time we were living there, that our house had been robbed at least on 4 occasions. Now, nobody lived there but me and my mother, or me, my mother, and my sister, depending on what the years were. Nobody lived there, right? No male figure lived there, right? So how do you prey on a family, right? Of folks who look like you. How do you do that? You that much of a damn coward that you have to break into a home, not once, not twice, not 3 times, but at least 4 times, if not more, when you know that there's a black woman who is working her ass off to raise her kids. You break into that home. You rob that home. She goes to work every day. Our house was broken into when me and my sister were upstairs in the bed sleep. We were in the bed sleep. Yeah. And my mother, I think, I don't know if she was working overnight that particular time, but she usually got off like 12 o'clock. I think she was like 3 to 11. But she got home kind of late. And she came in like waking us up, and y'all didn't hear nobody downstairs. And we come downstairs like, no. They had stolen the TV out of her room. They had stolen the TV and the component set from downstairs. They sat down and they ate all the candy, all the sweets. They sat down. They sat at the table while me and my sister was upstairs sleeping. They were junkies. We called junkies back then. They called folks who abuse drugs addicts now. It was junkies, straight heroin addicts, right? They knew what time she was coming home. They knew it. They knew. They sat down and they fixed themselves peanut butter and jelly. Yeah, you got the spoon in the jar, everything like that. Then it was one night, me, my mother, and my mother's boyfriend. Me and him was up drinking. We was toe up. We had a bottle of liqueur Galliano. My mother likes to collect liquor bottles, right? So liqueur Galliano was this beautiful, tall, cylindrical shaped bottle. Not cylindrical, but it's wide at the bottom and then it becomes tall. So my mother liked the bottle. So my boyfriend bought it. And me and him sat up and we drank it. It was liqueur Galliano. I remember it. We sat up and we drank it. We was done. Next thing you know, boom, 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 boom. Like, what the hell? Come down. She looks out the window. It's the police. We come downstairs. They got the paddy wagon parked up on the grass on the side of the house. They got some dude in the back of it. They say, we just caught him breaking into your house. He got the hanger in his, and they showed us the broken window. He had the hanger in his head. They caught him. Half of his body was in the crib. We upstairs sleep. And he told him, well, he told the cops he was coming to see my sister. Through the window. He broke the window. He was coming in to see my sister. Yeah. Yeah. It's a terrible thing, man. Like, to have to live a life, to run back and forth to school, right? To be on the bus and get attacked by groups of whites, grown men, baseball bats. I remember, what year was it? 1970, I want to say 1976, on Snyder Avenue. It was just below Broad Street, where a young kid got beat badly with baseball bats by grown men. He was a kid. There was nothing that we could do because we were on the bus fighting them off too. And I think a couple of years ago they had this kid on the news because they were talking about that incident. He got beat badly, and there was nothing that we could do. He was a damn kid walking up Snyder Avenue, grown-ass white men beating with baseball bats. And we went through that every day. And then I got to come home, into my home, where people who look like me, live around me, smile on my damn face every day, keep robbing my house, and nobody sees it. Nobody sees it. Broad damn daylight. And you don't see nobody going in my house? I had a 12-gauge shotgun put in my face for a damn silver chain that I took back from somebody because he wouldn't pay my damn money, and I took it back. He sent somebody to come get it back for him. I've had guns pointed in my face. I've had all kinds of, listen, from people who look just like me. You see me every day. We live in the same community. I look like you. Why are you victimizing me? I just went through the same damn thing outside of my community. I got to go through the same thing again. There's something wrong with this picture. There's something wrong with this picture. I was D.L. Hughley, I think it was D.L. Hughley, posted something today, and he was asking a question about it was asking an opinion on people who prefer to date only dark-skinned women or dark-skinned men or light-skinned women or light-skinned men, right? You know, or whatever your flavor is, right? But the point was like asking, okay, so what are your thoughts on, people who only date this complected person? And people gave all these great, wonderful, pontifications, about, well, it's none of nobody's business, so on and so forth. And, about, everybody has, their flavor and, and their preferences and so on and so forth. We're not asking, the question wasn't asking about whether you like, thick women or thin women or thick dudes or thin dudes. That wasn't the question. The question had to do with skin tone. Right? So my response was something to the effect of how pathetic of a perception that is. And it has more to do with that person's self-perception right? If they have qualms about the fact that they're light skinned or that they're dark skinned and that this particular complected person, right, is favorable to them, but for what reason? Sure, I'm not saying that you can't like dark women or you can't like light women, right? It doesn't matter to me in terms of if the person's light skinned or dark skinned. But my point in the response was that this doesn't only hold true for their preference in the relationship. This is true for their whole world lens of people who are dark complected or light complected. There's a reason for that. We're not talking about another race. We're talking about within the same group of people. There's a reason why you only want to deal with a light-skinned dude. There's a particular reason why. Right? Every dark-skinned dude, how are you perceiving him? You don't have to want him, but how do you perceive that dark-complected person? How do you perceive yourself? How do you perceive yourself in the whole scheme of things? Do you think that you're above or better than? Do you think that person is above or better than? What is it exactly? Because there's more to it than just that's my flavor. Right? How do you feel being dark complected on top of this red bone? And you watching yourself. What are you saying about yourself with the color contrast? You know, what are you saying in your mind? Oh, this red bone, right? As opposed to if it was a dark, deep, semi-sweet, black, damn near blue, beautiful black woman in front of you. How do you see her? Why do you see her in that capacity? Well, that just ain't my flavor. That's all. It just ain't my flavor. Right, but how do you see her? Right? Because that's an issue. Because listen, when I was growing up in the project, I was always taunted and teased because I was light-skinned and I had pink lips. They used to call me Kool-Aid when I lived Kool-Aid when I lived in West Philly. Because dudes said, well, I started calling you that because your lips were real pink. And I just thought that you were drinking Kool-Aid before you came out. So that's what they used to call me. But I used to fight this boy every day. Every day, 3 o'clock, at the bridge, again, getting chased by whites, right? Get across the bridge to the safety zone, only to be right there with this dude, they're right there in the row of houses. Every day, that dude would be sitting on the pole waiting for me. Yeah, he'd be sitting there, just lurking, waiting for me. Either with a stick or a belt or something in his hand. As soon as I came across the street, I'd have to square up with him. No lie. No lie. He was dark-skinned, I'm light-skinned. It's time for us to put that crap to rest, man. Listen, this is 2019. We almost in 2020, and you still can't see. You still can't see that it don't matter. It don't matter. But you make it matter. You make it matter. Envious of somebody because they're red bone. You know? Envious of somebody because they're dark skinned. Because they got this kind of hair. Come on, man. In 2019, it's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. And it's no wonder why so many people, are using and abusing substances of some kind, whether it's food, whether it's cocaine, right? Whether it's dietary supplements, whatever it is. It's no wonder why. There's so much pressure, right? And my mother never knew about what was going on with the whole being chased thing. She never knew what was going on with that until she read my book, Code Black. She never knew none of that because I didn't come home and tell her. The kids today ain't coming home and telling you nothing because they're doing what they have to do in the street to survive. That's why so many young boys out here carrying and killing, right? Because they got to be out on these streets. And you got grown-ass men my age, cornered up with it, clocking, right? Great signs of great examples, right, out there, right? But the old heads pull the young boys into the street life instead of treasuring them, nurturing them, and keeping them out of the corners, because that's what my old heads did. They didn't have me out there with all that yin yang bang bang stuff, right? They didn't have me with all of that, right? But the whole mindset, man, of just trying to survive, you know, with all the societal things that go along, and then you got to deal with the things that go on in your own community. It's no wonder why so many people, man, are self-medicating. So many people are self-medicating, right? All the trauma going on. It's depressing. So you go from having situational depression to clinical depression, right? It gets just that heavy. It gets just that deep. Because you got to, you know, see this day in and day out. And you go over here and these people hate you. You come home and these people hate you. And just like, it's just so much hatred. So much hatred. Right? So much hatred, man. And it's just time for us to start looking at life differently. It was amazing how when the gang war times came, you know, all the blacks in the community would, like, you know, unite up and, you know, go out there and fight the whites, only to come back into the hood and, like, terrorize, victimize their own people. Their own people, man. And that's the world we live in today. Then we have to look at everything else that's put upon us. Being slaughtered in the streets by, you know, hateful individuals, from law enforcement to, you know, Mr. Joe down the street who thinks because he has the right to bear arms that he can just pull his damn gun out every time he feels like it. Now we have teachers in schools getting armed with guns. And we know at the end of the day, there ain't no active shooter being shot by no teacher. It's just little jam victim. We know that. We know that. It's a misdemeanor now. But it's all it is another form of stop and frisk. Because now the cop has just cause to pull you over. Because you look like you're texting the law. So we have to deal with all of those things every day. And we can't even be disrespectful towards one another. But let somebody come into the room who don't look like us and see the respect given. Yeah, I have a colleague to provide services, and it can be somebody of color just like me. Their focus is talking to the white guy. Yeah, not me. Oh, he must be in charge. I'm going to talk to him. Yes, sir. This is the damn clinician. I'm coming here to address, to make sure, but you're looking at him. And he always talked about that. He said, like, Sabir, it's like really weird, man. Like how, like, I've been paired up with, you know, black colleagues, and whenever we go in, you know, into places, it's always everything is directed towards me, conversationally, right? Yes, that's the way it is. We got all this violence going on, man. That's why we're not respected as a graphic location is, what your social status is. At the end of the day, if you're black, you got a target on you. That's your reality. Bigger target on you, those who do look like you. Because whites weren't climbing into my window, breaking into my house, robbing my house. Whites weren't putting a 12-gauge shotgun in my face, right? Robbing me. My father was murdered by somebody who looked like him, who had a mind in her damn business, was robbed at gunpoint by two black males. They look like her. That's my mother. I would have lost both of my parents if that fool would have decided to pull the damn gun, to pull the trigger, if she would have resisted. way just because. So don't tell me about how others hate us so damn much. We hate our damn selves. We hate our damn selves. So much so that we kill everything that looks just like us. And then want to complain. Oh, y'all ain't got to give him no 25 years. Damn. Y'all ain't give that to so-and-so. When are you going to stop killing your own people? When are you going to start having some respect for yourself? And start uplifting your community, uplifting your people, unifying with your people, and stop killing every damn body. Ain't no other group of people out there doing that like that. No other group of people. That's here in the United States, Africa, other countries doing the same damn thing. And we get treated by many of those who come from those other countries. Because we don't show ourselves any respect. We don't respect our damn women. We don't respect our damn children. We don't respect anything. Hell, we don't respect God. We get a gift to wake up every day, and we throw that right back in his damn face. Oh, you thought we were going to laugh tonight. You thought we were going to laugh tonight throughout the whole night. No. 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 What I told you was in a promo was that you're going to laugh, you're going to cry, you're going to think, you're going to look at each other differently, you're going to see yourself differently. You need to come away from this making some different decisions. Listen, it's been great. Thank you all for tuning in. Stop the violence, increase the peace, no more gang war. It's time to unite. Y'all have a great day. Peace.